Hello, this is Angela Johnstone, Program Director with Special Education, Spokane Public Schools. And the topic is restraint and isolation. So this presentation is part of a principal building administrator series of information that we're providing through the Special Education Department and wanting to share this with other district personnel who work in our special design programs. So the information is across our system. So our target is that you will understand isolation and restraint law and subsequent definitions. You will successfully implement the specific timelines and guidelines for reporting an isolation and restraint incident. You will successfully record an incident involving isolation and/or restraint on CDOC. And you will articulate to a colleague reportable physical intervention and non-reportable assists. So isolation is restricting the student alone within a room or other form of enclosure from which the student may not leave. It does not include a student's voluntary use of a quiet space for self-calming or temporary removal of a student from his or her regular instructional area to an unlocked area for purposes of carrying out an appropriate positive behavior intervention plan. Restraint, the physical intervention or force used to control a student, including the use of a restraint device to restrict a student's freedom of movement. It does not include appropriate use of prescribed medical, orthopedic, or therapeutic device when used as intended, such as to achieve proper body position, balance or alignment, or to permit a student to safely participate in activities. Restraint device, a device used to assist in controlling a student, including but not limited to metal handcuffs, plastic ties, ankle restraints, leather cuffs, or other hospital-type restraints, pepper spray, tasers, or batons. Restraint device does not mean a seat harness used to safely transport students. This section shall not be construed as encouraging the use of these devices. For whom must we report? All students, whether receiving special education, whether on a 504 plan, even if they're not receiving any kind of services. All means all. Reporting. Accurate and timely reporting is paramount. Last year, some schools reported, but the rationale didn't speak to an event that posed an imminent danger. Some schools didn't report within the timelines. Reporting timelines. Parent notification by administrator within 24 hours. Written notification to parent within 5 business days. Any in-school employee, including security officers who use isolation or restraint during a school-sponsored activity, must inform the building administrator or designee as soon as possible. Within 2 business days, submit a written report of the incident to the district office, accomplished through CDOC. What does a good report look like? Simple description of observed behavior. To the point. Don't over-document. What precipitated the restraint and isolation? Imminent danger. No student names. Don't include what happened during or after the restraint and isolation. It is not an incident report. Reported to the state. We are mandated to report to the OSPI the following information: the number of incidents of restraint and isolation, the number of students involved in incidents, the number of injuries to staff and students, and the type of restraint or isolation used. The OSPI publishes a report to summarize all of the data by building. Total reported to the OSPI in June 2016. Data were reported to OSPI regarding restraints from January to June. 18 schools reported no restraint and isolation. District-wide, there were 1,173 reported isolations. There were 881 reported restraints. There were 24 reported injuries to staff, and there were 4 reported injuries to students. Report examples. Please contact your special education administrator for further guidance. They can help you walk through types of reports. Definition of imminent means a state or condition of being likely to occur at any moment or near at hand, rather than distant or remote. Reportable, physical intervention, therapeutic holds, student cannot release themselves, handcuffs, plastic ties. Isolation, use of locked seclusion room, small office area when the student cannot leave. These would be reportable actions. Non-reportable, things such as assists, holding hands, shoulder guides, providing direction in the small of the back, walking with a student, avoiding, repelling. Why do we care so much about reports? We have received public records requests from every major newspaper in the state of Washington, television stations, news media, the Washington Autism Alliance, and parent advocacy groups. A total of 7 public record requests were received last school year alone. Questions and concerns? Please contact your special education administrator for further assistance. And thank you. Thank you for your time and attention to this very important message. And always remember, you can contact your special education administrator for further questions or clarifications. Again, thank you.